Hi, my name is Mr. Sharp Game, and I'm back with another video. And today, I'm going to talk about how to tell if a white woman likes black men. How to tell if a white woman likes black men. And a couple of days ago, my nephew asked me this question, and he actually took my advice, got his passport, and he's going to start traveling. And that's how you got to do it. That's how you got to move out here today. It's a new day and a new time, and sometimes the old way of doing things and the way that was passed down to you, that's probably not gonna work. And it wasn't working for him. So he caught on, and he's only 25, and he caught on, and he took my advice, and stepped his game up. More power to him. So when it comes to white women are very different than every other woman, in my opinion. They're very different. However, some things never change when it comes to women. Some things never change. For example, like uh, uh, if you don't have a lot of experience when it comes to women, or if you're just learning, or maybe you have to unlearn a bunch of bullshit. But one thing to look for is the way they dress. Now, some people will say, "Well, what do you mean?" Well, sometimes if a white woman dresses like women that's in the pop culture, they say she dressed like some people that you see on television, she probably like white guys, or she probably like Hispanic guys, or if she dressed like black women do, she probably like black guys. That's just a thing. If she's a very fashionable type of dresser, she probably like black guys. That's the thing that you should look out for. And if you're young, you might not be able to pick up on this, but a lot of white women usually give off the vibe. They give off, it's an energy that they give off. But this comes with experience for the most part. Because when I was in my 20s, I couldn't pick up on a lot of things because I was inexperienced. So a lot of things went over my head, and I didn't catch it until it was too late. I was gone. She was gone. So they usually give off the vibe. There's a certain look that they give off, and that's when you know that she's down. You know, so you gotta feel the vibe, and it depends on, and plus the location too. If she goes to clubs where they play hip hop, or if she goes to events where they play like pop music or music that comes on the radio, or videos that come on television. If she listens to people like Kanye West, people like 2 Chainz, if she listens uh, people like Snoop, or anyone that comes on television, or any type of popular type music, she probably likes black guys. So you gotta watch that too. Anywhere where it's a large groups of black people there, she probably, I don't think she's gonna be there if she doesn't like black guys. And then you gotta watch for the hairstyle. Now, a lot of white women usually try to have a similar type hairstyle, and like that's kind of popular in pop culture, and they'll have a hairstyle similar to black women, and some will have their hair cut short. Now, a white guy told me once that most most white women that you see with short hair, they down with the brothers. Now this is coming from a white guy, and I didn't even think anything of it. But based on my experience, that's true. Now, not always true, but majority of times, based on my experience, that's true. So you gotta watch for the hairstyle. And another thing about the hair, if you're talking to a white woman, and if she throws her hair back on with her hand, that's a way of flirting. So that's a sign that she's into you as well. And then you got to look at the body. That's if she got a big butt, she could be into the brothers as well. Because what's going to happen? See, a lot of white women, just a lot of women in general, know that a lot of black males like big butts. So what's going to happen if a white woman has a big butt? She's probably going to get hit on all the time by black males. Now, white males, for the most part, they're not really into that much. Now, there are some that are, but I can almost guarantee that she's going to get hit on by more blacks and Hispanics than whites. That's just how it is. I don't necessarily know why that is for sure. When it comes to white guys, I think it has to do with pop culture, what's popular in the magazines or whatever. Because if you look at the magazines and turn on the television, most of the white women are skinny. But if you travel around the country, especially down south, most of the white women are going to be either thick, overweight, or fat. And a lot of times, a lot of the brothers like a little junk in the trunk. So if she's got a big butt, overweight, or fat, a white woman probably is going to get hit on much more often versus a white guy. And even if she doesn't want to be with a white guy, probably never thought about being with a white guy. Even if she never thought about being with a black guy, or never wanted to be with a black guy, eventually she's probably gonna swing that way, because a lot of white guys don't like overweight white women. They don't like women, a lot of white women with a big booty either. So a lot of times the white woman might just give in after a while, because she might feel like she's getting rejected and she's getting older and she want to settle down. So she might say something like, well, all these brothers is hitting on me, I might as well go with the flow. I might as well see what they all about, you know. So, and then you got some white women, you might not be able to tell, because these are just based on my experience. These tips that I just gave you. You got some white women that's like, she's white lily. She might get out of her BMW, wearing tights, looking like she just got out of the gym, walking the dog. She might have blonde hair, brunette, and she might just be smiling, chit chatting, and you might not be able to tell at all. Only way you would really know is if you was to approach her and start talking to her. But sometimes won't be able to tell. You just can't. Sometimes things aren't so obvious. This is why they say you never know until you try. So you can't just rely on your experiences and what people might have told you all the time. So let's recap. The number one thing is dress, how she's dressed. Number two is the vibe that she give off. Number three is the location, clubs, events, etc. Four is the hairstyle. And the last is the big butt or overweight or fat, whatever the case is. So those are just a couple of things to um, look out for, and to tell that if a white woman likes black men. And again, as I said, sometimes you might not be able to tell until you talk to her. So that's all I got in this video. Feel free to subscribe to my channel and check out my blog. That's chooseyourrelationship.com, and I'll leave the link in the show notes. And until next time, my name is Mr. Sharp Game. Peace and love.